Welcome to the weekly astrology video. I have a ton of stuff to cover this week, so we need to jump right in. If this is your first time here, I'm Felicity Fletcher. I'm an avid reader, a hopeful author, and a practicing witch and astrologer, and I do weekly astrology videos in the hope that we can all have the best week possible. This video is covering the week of Sunday, June 8th through Saturday, June 14th. Did I mention we have a lot to cover? Yeah. I will try to keep this video as short as possible, but I still want to cover everything. So the first thing, we are heading into Sunday the 8th with a Mercury-Jupiter conjunction. And this is happening at the very last degrees of Gemini. This is a good aspect. Both planets are moving forward. Both planets, when they conjunct, they bring with them good news, optimism. This is a good time to study, to start something new, to book a trip. If there is a trip that you've been wanting to go on, Sunday is the time to sit down, start making plans, book those tickets. This is going to be a time that just brings with it a ton of ideas. I love this aspect as a writer. During this time, I will have a pen and paper on me nonstop. I will be writing everything down, because you never know where these ideas will lead. So I recommend the same thing. If an idea pops in your head, write it down. Chances are it's going to be a pretty good idea, but we can wait till later on to confirm that. But in the moment, any idea that comes up, write it down. If you have any business deals you need to do, this is going to be a good time to do it. Any planning for the future you need to do, period, Sunday is going to be a good day to sit down and really think about what you want and how you can get there. Right after that, Mercury is going to be moving into Cancer. While Mercury is in Cancer, Cancer cares about quality over quantity. And specifically, Mercury in Cancer, we're talking about things like how we communicate with others, our relationship, the knowledge that we're gaining from others, and the knowledge that we're holding. We care about it being right, about it being high quality, about getting things out of it, not about getting as much information as possible as we have had with Mercury and Gemini. This is a time to process things at a much deeper level. Cancer is emotions. It is ruled by the moon. It is all about feeling. We feel a lot whenever we're dealing with things in Cancer. And so this is a good time. Mercury is the planet that processes things. So this is a good time to really process emotions, process things that are happening at a deeper level, include your emotions in the processing. It's going to be very inward focused. So a lot of our energy, our attention, what we talk about is going to be on ourselves, specifically things like personal growth, self-care, goals, things like that. We're going to be focused more on who we are and what we are doing than we're going to be focused on the corporations that we work for or the community that we're in. We care about our relationship to those, but it's not going to be as focused of, we're not going to be gaining knowledge to help the corporation. We're going to be gaining knowledge to help ourselves, to let ourselves grow. This is also a time that our thoughts and our emotions are more directly linked. So we do need to be careful about how our emotions affect our thoughts and how our thoughts affect our emotions. If we are allowing ourselves to dwell in the negative, if we are allowing that inner critic to really rule the conversation in ourselves, that's going to lead to more emotions and more negative emotions. But if we are focused on the positive, we're focused on looking towards what's good in life, about trying to create, that's going to help our emotions be better, basically. So that is Sunday. And then Monday, the 9th. Monday the 9th. Go ahead and mark this on your calendar. Go ahead and put a little star. Pause the video if you need to. Make a note for yourself. Hold on for Monday the 9th. Let's start with the positives. Let's do that. The moon's going to be moving into Sagittarius, which brings with it some upbeat energy, some excitement. Sagittarius is really big picture, looking at just everything. It's about adventure. It's about going out. Sagittarius looks at the world. Sagittarius wants to see everything in the world. It wants to see how everything's working together. And this brings some of that energy into our emotions, our thought processes, how we live our day. And it brings with it excitement, optimism. It's good. It's going to bring with it some motivation to get through the day and the next couple days. The other very important thing that we need to be talking about with Monday the 9th is Jupiter is moving signs. We have a lot of big planets moving signs, and whenever a larger planet is moving, this brings with it a shift in energy. We usually feel it directly, even though Jupiter is going to be in Cancer. So it's moving into Cancer on Monday. It's going to be in Cancer for about a year. But when it first moves is when we get like a real big shift. So let's talk about the moon in Cancer. First of all, the moon is exalted in Cancer. While it is not the sign, Jupiter does not rule Cancer. Jupiter actually rules Sagittarius. But Jupiter does not rule Cancer, but it likes being in Cancer. It's comfortable in Cancer. It feels good in Cancer. When Jupiter's in Cancer, one of the big things that's going to happen, Jupiter is a massive planet. It comes in and it expands. It grows things. Cancer is the sign that rules our home, our personal lives, our relationships. So Jupiter moving into Cancer is going to be expanding the idea of home. It's going to help us create a true haven for ourselves, whether that be by expanding the physical building that we live in, expanding the relationships, expanding where we feel comfortable, expanding what we do with our home. Jupiter wants to come in and make everything bigger. One of the other things it's going to be making bigger is emotions. There will be a lot of emotions associated with Jupiter and Cancer. This is a good thing and it can be a bad thing. Remember, especially while Mercury is in Cancer as well, we have that direct link between thoughts and emotions. Emotions can overrule thoughts. Thoughts can overrule emotions. They are linked. So when we have a lot of emotions, this can be excitement is more exciting. Good things happening is just more. It can also be when we feel sad, when we feel frustrated, when we feel disappointed, when we feel afraid. Those emotions are going to be bigger as well. It's going to be more of a roller coaster. It's going to have higher highs and lower lows. We need to remember that when we're in the lows, and we need to celebrate it when we're at the highs. This is a time of grand ideas. Jupiter is the planet of grand ideas, of big goals, and it wants to help us get there. This is also going to be a time of personal growth. Cancer looks inward. Cancer looks at who we are, what our emotions are, what our home is, where we feel comfortable, and Jupiter is there to help grow that. We're going to see a lot of things coming out this next year. We're going to see a lot of self-help. We're going to see a lot of people focused on personal growth. We will probably see a little bit of a shift away from the kind of class action type of stuff that we're seeing right now. We may see people that are a little less excited about going to a protest and a little bit more excited about staying home and talking with their family. We still have a lot of this Aquarius energy. We still want to change our world for the better, but we're going to be focused more on how can we do that in ourselves first before we go out and do it elsewhere. This is a great time. This next year is a really good time to look at patterns in our life, to help create routine, create habits, set goals. Once Jupiter moves into Cancer, one thing that we could really do that would help us is set goals for the next year. And they're probably going to be big goals. As long as you have a plan in place on how you're going to get there, keep those big goals. But be ready to put in the work to get there. This is also a very spiritual time. Jupiter in Cancer is very intuition, spiritual. So I think we're going to see a lot of kind of new age type stuff coming through, more of your occult possibly, but definitely the spiritual side. I think we'll see a bloom in meditation services. I think we'll see people excited about things like sound baths over other things. I think we're going to see a lot of that. I think we're going to see a lot of people trying to find a way to bring that spirituality home and create a place in their home that allows them to connect with whoever their higher power is. All right, we're still talking about Monday the 9th, just so you know. Here's the part about Monday the 9th that's going to be difficult. So we have Jupiter moving, we have the moon moving into Sagittarius, Jupiter moving into Cancer. And that will be something that we definitely feel, but will affect us for a couple days out. So I want you to remember that as we talk about the next aspects that are happening on Monday the 9th. Is that this energy with Jupiter, this energy with the moon, we're going to have this after the 9th. So we have three aspects. We have Mercury square Saturn, Venus square Pluto, Mercury square Neptune. Squares are rough aspects. The planets do not like being in a square. They fight with each other. They don't really get along. They challenge each other. So we have three squares. Mercury square Saturn, it's going to force us to do hard work that we do not want to do. And I'm sorry to say, but there will be no reward from that hard work. On Monday, you are going to be asked to do difficult things. You are going to be forced to do things that you are putting off. You do not have a choice. You need to pay attention to detail. It is going to be so easy in our frustration of the day and our disappointment of the day and just the overall crappy feeling that we're going to be having to just push stuff off. But you have to work through it. You have to pay attention to detail. This is not fun. This aspect tends to bring with it bad news, things that we do not want to hear, but we're going to have to anyways. It also tends to distance us from other people. It tends to put space in our relationships. It's harder to communicate. It's harder to talk. It's a feeling of loneliness, even though the person's sitting right next to you. We have to take care of ourselves through this. We have to just put in the work, and we have to understand that, yes, this is being thrown at us. Yes, we are listening to bad news, but we will get through it. The energy will shift. Things will get better. We also have Venus square Pluto. This brings with it power and control issues. This brings with it a disconnect and an abuse of power. It brings with it issues between authority and those that are under them. This is going to bring with it fights with bosses. This is going to bring with it issues with employees. This is going to bring with it people trying to manipulate us. It's going to bring issues in our relationship. It's going to bring jealousness, ultimatums. It's not good. It's not a good aspect. It's going to hurt. We are going to want to fight. We're going to want to scream. We have to just stay strong. We have to stay strong. We can't give in. We can't turn into the ones manipulating people. We can't turn into the people giving ultimatums. We can't turn into the authority that is causing issues. We have to stay strong. We have to get through the day. It's going to suck. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to stay strong. I wish I could move on to happier things, but we still have to talk about Mercury square Neptune. This brings with it confusion, miscommunication. It brings with it a disconnect between ourselves and other people. It brings with it a disconnect of ourselves with a lot of things. We are going to feel like we are floating on an island by ourselves. There tends to be a lot of conspiracies that come out during this time, so if you hear anything in the news, it's not true. Just wait. Don't listen to things. Take care of yourself and don't watch the news. Do not watch the news on Monday. It brings with it betrayal. I do think it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in American politics with some of the relationships that we get to watch in the political sphere. We might find out about some additional betrayals happening in that White House Oval Office, which actually might be entertaining. Maybe that's a way to take care of ourselves, is laugh at that. But we have to be careful. We have to take care of ourselves by not letting ourselves drown in the misery. This is a time that tends to have a lot of drug use and a time that tends to have a lot of overdose. When Mercury is square Neptune, we need to take care of ourselves by staying away from our vices, by not drinking, by not doing drugs, by not letting ourselves drown in unhealthy coping mechanisms. And it's going to be hard. I mean, we're going to be forced to do things we don't want to do. We're going to be dealing with power issues, people abusing authority. We're going to be dealing with miscommunication. We're going to feel very alone on Monday the 9th. And we just have to take care of ourselves. Because remember, energy changes. Tuesday, we're going to be recovering from that. We're going to feel a little bit of that moon in Sagittarius, that Jupiter in Cancer we talked about. Then on Wednesday the 11th, we get a Sagittarius full moon. This is going to be really great after everything that happened on Monday because full moons illuminate. They shed light on things. And specifically, Sagittarius always cares about the truth. Sagittarius may be out there on the adventures, it may be very upbeat, having fun, but it wants to know the truth of what's happening. So Wednesday the 11th, we're going to get clear on what happened on Monday. The truth will come out. This full moon is going to illuminate the truth, whether people want it or not. This full moon is also a really good time to look inward. This is a good time of personal growth, of taking care of ourselves. This is a time to fix our attitudes. Do we want to hold on to that energy from the squares? Do we want to hold on to jealousness and manipulation? Or do we want to grow? Do we want to be more upbeat? Do we want to be optimistic? This full moon is giving us a chance to fix our attitudes. We are going to find some conflict trying to find the balance between intuition and logic. There's going to be times where if someone doesn't trust their intuition enough, it will backfire on them. And there's going to be times where if you lean into your intuition too much and you don't trust your logic, that's going to backfire too. We have to find that balance between trusting our gut and trusting our mind, trusting what we know. This full moon will help us know if we're out of balance and help us get back in balance. This has a good aspect with Mars, which means if we put the effort in, we will get results. Mars helps us. It gives us the motivation, it gives us the energy, it pushes us forward, and Mars has a tendency of being very result driven, which means if we do it, Mars shows that we did it. If we start working out and Mars gets involved, Mars is the one that's like, oh, here, you've been working out really hard, so let's give you a chance to pick up a 50-pound bag of feed. And look at how easy you were able to do that. I had to do that today in case you were wondering. That's why that example was top of mind. But Mars is here to help us through that, to get things done. Right after this full moon, the moon's going to be moving into Capricorn. This can be a little bit more sobering, depressing, overwhelming energy, especially with everything that we've had so far, but also helps to give us the structure and to make plans. So during this time, while the moon moves into Capricorn, take care of yourself just by taking a break, really. Just focus on details, focus on structure, make plans. Don't necessarily go out there and push yourself, but let yourself just, it's kind of like a puzzle. Start working on a puzzle. Is things in your life fitting in place? Are different pieces fitting where you thought they're going to go, or do you need to move them? We also have Mercury sextile Venus, which we need. We're going to need that on Wednesday. This is the energy that's going to help us remember what fun is, to help us relax, to help us recover, to get through the stress. This is a good energy for like business deals as well. Really, whatever we were working on Sunday will probably have felt like it became impossible. Probably will feel like it just fell away with all the stress of Monday. And this is the time to really bring that stuff back. Venus or Mercury sextile Venus will definitely help us with those projects, help us get back on solid ground. And we need to remember to rest, recover, take care of ourselves as well. Final thing for this week, we're almost done, I promise. On Saturday the 14th, the moon moves into Aquarius. The moon in Aquarius brings with it unusual things, brings with it a drive to improve ourselves, to improve the world around us. We seek out freedom. While the moon is in Aquarius, we want to do things on our own time. And that moon in Aquarius, we're just going to embrace it. We're going to enjoy it. And we'll get ready for the next week. If you watch the whole thing through, thank you so much. I know this was a long video, but there's a lot we needed to talk about this week. This week is really about how we can best take care of us. And we can do that now because we know what to do. If you want to support these videos, you know the spiel. Like, subscribe, comment, share, reach out to me. If you like these, you can reach out to me. But really, all I ask is you come back next week, and hopefully we have a shorter video next week. Fingers crossed. I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.